The Barão Geraldo district in Campinas, São Paulo, is known for its academic atmosphere and cultural hubs. But on this specific night, these quiet streets became the epicenter of a localized cosmic disruption. High above the city, the Doctor's spacecraft, the TARDIS, flagged a Class 4 temporal anomaly. Its sensors picked up a massive surge of energy that standard Earth technology was never designed to perceive. These sensors identified a high-frequency overlap between quantum mechanics and the rhythmic, spiritual beating of atabaque drums coming from a local Umbanda terreiro. The two distinct forces were merging into a single, volatile signal. This blending of alien physics and local spiritual energy created a unique tactical problem. Because the anomaly was woven into the cultural rhythm of the location, standard Time Lord protocols were blind to the threat. It required an immediate, on-the-ground intervention. The source of the signal was the Master, an intergalactic fugitive who had spent weeks infiltrating the Terreiro. He had assumed the role of its spiritual leader, using the position to monitor the city's energy grid without suspicion. The Master had disguised his own temporal ship inside a traditional plaster statue. This schematic shows how the hollow interior was packed with siphoning tech, designed to convert the percussive vibrations of the daily rituals into a concentrated power source. The goal was a tachyon collapse. If the Master used that stored energy to fire a proton destabilization weapon, it would cause the entire Campinas quadrant to fold inward, reducing the region to a single black singularity. By anchoring the weapon to the Terreiro's spiritual harmony, the Master ensured that any external attempt to destroy the machine would trigger the explosion. To save the city, the Doctor had to dismantle the plot from the inside, using the Master's own disguise against him. The Doctor arrived at the Terreiro with his operative, Enrique Hermes, stepping into a consultation session defined by candles, sand, and deep-rooted tradition. Enrique employed a mental framework he calls football Hermético. It is a strategy of cognitive overload, mixing high-level scientific jargon with spiritual offerings to confuse an opponent's logical processing. Enrique began a verbal barrage, asking the Master about his frontal chakra's temporal polarity and the curvature of his spiritual offerings. By the time he suggested a sonic rosemary bath to fix the TARDIS's tea room, the Master's persona was beginning to slip. Enrique then delivered the decisive blow by challenging the Master's hierarchy. He demanded to know who signed the Master's intergalactic villain paycheck, a direct question that broke the villain's sense of total control. The Master's disguise completely failed. The psychological pressure forced him to abandon his role, giving the Doctor the opening he needed to deploy his technology against the hidden ship. Panic-stricken, the Master summoned subspace demons to secure the room. These entities used blue electric energy to mimic local guardian spirits. The Terreiro's actual entities, the Marineros and Pombas Giras, responded instantly. They recognized the cold, mechanical hum of the holograms and identified them as frauds, isolating the Master's enforcers through absolute spiritual authority. The Master then fired a Gallifreyan temporal anomaly directly into the crowd, a wave of chaotic energy that threatened to erase everyone in the room from the timeline. The Guardians, Exu Capa Preta, Marabó, Ventanilla, and Veludo, formed a defensive playbook layout. As the temporal wave hit, it was neutralized. Their line was anchored by ancestral elements, leaving the Master's tachyon particles no molecular gaps to slip through. The Master's tach relied on siphoning energy from the room's harmony, but it couldn't overcome the physical weight of a unified defense. With his passing lanes blocked, his ultimate weapon sputtered and failed. In a final act of desperation, the Master lunged for the statue, attempting to trigger a manual detonation of the entire quadrant. The Guardians interjected with a blast of pressurized air and sparks, throwing the Master backward across the wooden floor and penning him down. With the Master penned, the Doctor fired his sonic screwdriver. The device used a concentrated green pulse to invert the statue's energy polarity, causing the ship's internals to implode harmlessly. While the machine was now dust, the Master himself posed a persistent problem. His presence had already caused significant temporal scarring in the room, and a standard arrest would have risked further leaks of radioactive tachyon energy into the city's water table. To secure the region, the Guardians initiated a maneuver known as the Seven-Lock Binding. a ritual specifically designed to seal off every spatial exit at a single coordinate. Henrique Hermes stepped into the center of the circle. By timing his footfalls to the exact rhythm of the drums, he provided the mathematical precision needed to sync the Guardian's power with the Master's specific temporal frequency. An astral rift opened in the center of the floor, pulling the Master and his technology into a deep astral plane. Once they were through, the Guardians slammed the rift shut, locking the coordinates for eras to come. The portal was sealed, and the energy readings in Campinas returned to zero. The city remained unaware of how close it had come to collapsing into a singularity. The defense succeeded because of a specific tactical overlap. The TARDIS provided the science to disarm the ship, but the Guardians provided the physical authority to secure the timeline. Together, they held the universe in place.